Hey everybody. I wanted to talk to you very quickly about your article reviews that you turned in. First of all, I know I look a little bit rough, but it is Sunday night and you know how it is on the weekend. You've been busy with your family and all of that, and I didn't want this to wait. First of all, don't worry, your grades are not bad at all. Um, all of you did a great job. You were thorough. The article reviews were long enough. So that's really good. And I enjoyed reading the articles and your summaries about what they were focused on, the purpose of the study, and all of those things. So a couple of things I wanted to tell you. I am giving you feedback in the form of the Word document that you sent me, but I put, you know how you can click on track changes in Word? Well, I clicked on that and have little, kind of like little sticky notes on the side, so you can see some things that I'm suggesting, some things that you should fix. First of all, I want you to know that just because I have a lot of comments on there doesn't mean that I'm taking off a lot of points. In fact, those don't necessarily correlate at all. In fact, a lot of my comments are more about the way that you formulate your sentences, things about subject-verb agreement, using plural words, like if you say the teachers, and then you keep going, and then you're talking about their ability. Well, it should be abilities if you're talking about teachers. So lots of different little things like that, and I really want to help you improve your writing overall and your craft, especially since you're going to be writing research later on, hopefully, and you'll have 2 other article reviews later on. So the feedback that I have on there, you're going to see lots of comments. Some of it's formatting, some of it's just ways to reword things. I would suggest that if there are a lot of comments about formatting, that you either purchase this book, the APA manual, or you could get on the OWL Purdue website, and that will give you exactly what you need to know for your in-text citations and your reference page. As for your in-text citations, make sure that if you use a quote that you put the page number that goes with it. That's really important. And if your study has 3 or more authors, then the first time you list all of their last names, but then every subsequent citation you only have to put the first name and then et al. It's in here if you need to reference that. The other thing that I noticed that some of you kind of weren't sure about on the first article review was the section on limitations of the study, and that mainly has to do with sample sizes and the fidelity of the measures that were being used. And I'm going to give you an example. For my own research that I've done, one of the limitations for my study was that it was done in one school district in Louisiana. And although the school district has a mixture of urban and rural, you know, it's one district, and so that is a limitation in itself. And then for a lot of studies, the sample size is a big deal. So if a study is only looking at 30 teachers, then that's a small sample. There are other things that you're going to see. Maybe they're using a measure to look at something that hasn't really been looked thoroughly at with validity and reliability. The authors should have a section that say limitations, and it should list everything in there. So just make sure that when you're on that section, that's what you're focused on, not necessarily your perspective about the study. You can give that, but just make sure you reference what the authors have said are the limitations. Lastly, I want to say that I apologize that you didn't get feedback before you had to do the second article review. So what I did, by the way, none of your grades are bad at all, but what I did was I gave you feedback on both. I also kept in mind that you didn't have that feedback before you did the next one. So your grades, I think all of your grades, I made them a little bit higher on the second one. And they legitimately were. They were a little bit better. And what I'm going to do for the third and the fourth article critiques is I will grade a little bit harder. I think you're going to be fine. I just want you to make sure that you incorporate the feedback that was given to you the first time. So if your article, if it says something on there about the running head and how the first page has to be a certain way and then subsequent pages have to be different, well, this time I didn't count off, on the second article because you didn't know that. I didn't give you the feedback in time. But for the next 2 articles, I would expect for you to have that corrected. So anyway, I hope that this helps. Nobody did badly at all, so I don't want this video to freak you out. It shouldn't. Your grades are online, and I posted your feedback. And like I said, there's lots of feedback for some of you, but that doesn't mean that you have a bad grade. So take a look at that. You may want to print it out, and then when you write your next article review, use that as a reference to look back at. And for some of you, I typed sample sentence starters that you could use if you were having trouble formulating sentences that didn't sound awkward. You could use those for your next critique. So anyway, let me know if you need anything. And what I would like to do is be in better contact with you guys. I don't know what's going on with the discussion board, and some of your emails were wrong, but anyway, I think I've got that sorted out, so I'll just be trying to check in on you and see how you are each week, and let me know if you need anything. The fastest way to reach me would be emailing me at erin.stokes@rpsb.us. That's the fastest way, and you can email me on my LC email. I usually check that late at night, but if you need to get me in the next hour or so, then send it to my work email. I'll say it again. It's Erin, ERIN.Stokes, STOKES, @rpsb.us. I hope y'all are doing well, and let me know if you need anything. Thanks.